it's a really quick one, how to use Angular elements inside a model window. So we have a very simple model window here. Let's look at the spec of the open API. So I know that I need to create some kind of config, and this config has a content which can be valid HTML. Okay, I also have a service which exposes an open method to which I need to send a config, and it sets up the model window with a config which has the content which is valid HTML. Let's see how it's used in my application. So if I go to my app component now, so in the app component I have an open model method which creates a config, sets its content, and opens the model with that config. Okay, so let's see how it looks. In the front end, we have the button, and it opens the model window with Hello Angular IL. I'm too lazy to change it now. So there we go. And now we want to use Angular elements, like dynamic stuff, inside my component. So let's see. What we actually need to do is define an Angular element. So let's define an Angular element. We create a component. Okay, just created a stamp component, which actually has nothing. Let's say stamp work. I am also a web component. Now I know that it's a web component. It's because I've done something like this. I went to my app module, okay, that module that holds the stamp component, and I said create a custom element from stamp component, and I give it the Angular injector, and I say window custom elements defined my stamp and my stamp HTML element. So this way I can define many custom elements. I can define, let's say, if you want to create several forms, so you can create several components that are different forms, and each one would be a custom element. Okay, so I save this, it compiled successfully. I also need to use the custom element schema and set every component that I don't use in like static templates. I need to define in the entry components. Okay, so let's also save this one, and let's use my stamp component inside inside my model window. So I call it my stamp, and hopefully, if I got this right, I'll get my stamp as the content of my model window. So let's get back to it. It's supposed to be refreshed, and stamp works. I'm also web component with my form. Okay, I've just added something stupid like this, like this add event listener. But if I remove this, so let's go back here, and here you see the stamp works. I'm also a web component, and blah 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 blah, and there you have it. You have an Angular element as a web component inside your model window, and you can actually do the whole logic of which one will be. Let's say we create several forms, and all you have to do is actually set up the content, okay, the relevant content to what you want. I'll let you decide your own logic. So that's kind of it. Create some model window and set up Angular elements to be inside as strings, as HTML strings, and that's kind of it.